The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County. We begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, the Pittsford men and girls soccer team. Haley DeHunt had the only goal in a 1-0 win over Williamsville East. At number 2, the Fairport boys soccer team. The Raiders advanced past Orchard Park in the regionals on a goal by Tommy Musso. And at number 1, it isn't easy to go unbeaten in field hockey, but Brighton did it. The Barons outscored their opponents this year 76-4. Which brings us to Batavia, where the Blue Devils won a sectional football title for a hometown boy, thanks to the play. None of the players on the practice field were born when Batavia last won a Section 5 football championship. It was 1991. Heck, the coach, Brennan Briggs, growing up in Batavia, where he'd eventually play for this team, was only in the first grade. That's what made the Blue Devils win over Livonia in the Class B championship game Saturday so significant, that and the way it occurred. With just over 2 minutes left, Batavia trailed 14-7, facing 3rd and 10 from the Blue Devils' own 29. Quarterback Greg Mruzak threw a perfect pass to Ryan Hogan in stride for a 69-yard touchdown.
Do you feel like this play is the game? This is it right here?
Absolutely. I knew that we had to make a big play. I mean, we're on our own 30-yard line, and we only had 2 minutes left, so I know we needed a big play to begin with. So,
how soon did you know when you threw it that it was going to be complete?
I felt good out of the hands, and I looked up, and I got hit as I threw, and I look up, and I see Hogan running down the sideline. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know what to say. I was flipping out. It was crazy.
What's the feeling when you get into the end zone?
It was surreal. It was like the best feeling I've ever felt. Sectional championship, 2 minutes left, scoring touchdown. It's great.
There was 2:07 left in the game. The point after would tie it. Batavia went for 2 and the win.
If we're going to lose a game, I want to lose a game trying to win a game, not trying to tie a game. That was my main thought process behind it. You know, if we would have tried to kick an extra point and we didn't make it, then I would have been pretty upset about it because we were trying to tie the game and we would have lost the game there.
It was a run-pass option from Mruzak. He ran it in for the victory.
Pre-snap, I had all the entire mind just to keep it and tuck it and run. I wasn't really looking for a receiver. I was going to try to find an open hole and just put my head down and barrel in.
By a 15-14 score, Batavia's 23-year wait was over.
You guys weren't born when the last time Batavia won a championship here. What's this all mean to you?
It means everything to this town. We're just glad to bring it back. It's incredible that we can do it. I love these guys. It's just very happy for this town to bring this back to this community. It means a lot.
More from this football edition of the Sports Beat. We have the Class AA championship game when the Vision Automotive Group High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, we have Isaac Goodman. He finished just 14th overall in the Class B state cross-country meet, but that was the best finish for Pittsford Mendon, which nailed down its 2nd straight state championship. At number 2, Andrea Allen of Pittsford Sutherland girls volleyball. Andrea had 51 assists in a 4-game regional state tournament win for the Knights over Williamsville East. And at number 1, we give it to Lindsay Stone, the top performer for Pittsford, which claimed its 13th straight sectional girls swim title. Which brings us to Salem Stadium, where both Victor and Pittsford were playing for their first Class AA football crowns. Lazarus, a biblical figure brought back from the dead by Jesus. that in a sports sense, was the Pittsford football team. Invited back into the Section 5 football tournament after being beaten by 8-time champion Aquinas when the Irish were disqualified from the proceedings for using an ineligible player. The Panthers embraced their second chance at life as best they could.
We had to prep from basically Tuesday on. We had prepped earlier in the week for Schrader because that was going to be a consolation game, so we had to change directions a little bit, but we had a little bit more than 24 hours. It was 4:30 on Friday until we actually knew we were prepping for something, though.
Jeez, that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
It is. I mean, but again, let's take it all into context. Rush had a tough week. We had a tough week. But the AQ kids had a real tough week. And that's what we were thinking about in terms of kids that wanted to play football didn't get to play anymore.
Victor, even as a 1 seed, managed to sneak up on people. After losing the season opener to Webster Thomas, the Blue Devils quietly rattled off 8 straight wins. On his first possession of the Class AA championship game, Victor threw down the gauntlet, going for a first down on 4th and 1 from its own 29. Quarterback Mike Wagner picked up 4.
Our offense is kind of structured around ground and pound, and we know we can get 2-3 yards of carry every time. And so first, second, third down, we're looking to get 2 or 3 yards, and if we can get fourth and 2 or less, then we're probably going to go for it because we know the way our offense is structured, most likely we'll be able to push for the yards.
Nothing came of it, but the Blue Devils had made their point. Late in the first quarter, they got points. On a drive that began from their own 9-yard line, Wagner picked up 35 into Pittsford territory. On 4th down, from the Panther 35, Wagner, off a great play fake, found Pat Barrow for the game's first score.
That was a little screen out to the flats, and Wagner threw it a little over the other guy's head, and I was right there to catch it. Good play call by the coach.
Into the second quarter, Pittsford on the move. Quarterback Jack Wallman to Brandon Barker. The screen pass picked up 15 yards. Next play, Josh Mack picked up 19 to the Victor 38-yard line.
You broke off a couple of long runs. Did you feel, especially in the first half, did you feel at that point you guys were getting a little untracked offensively?
I felt like we were gaining some momentum. Each time I got the long run, but then we get sidetracked by the penalties. That's what killed us.
Victor mounted a late first half drive. Wagner passed 27 yards to freshman Mike Nowitzki down to the Pittsford 8-yard line. With 5.5 seconds and no timeouts left, the Devils chose the safe route. Mike Matheson's 25-yard field goal made it 10-0 at the half. It felt like more. To the second half, and another of those big 4th down calls for Victor. 4th and 4 from the Pittsford 33. Jamie Tramboli on the reverse picked up 22 yards.
Coach Mandel makes crazy calls all the time. Sometimes we all think something's wrong up in his head over there, but go with it. Most of the time it works. Tonight we got all the breaks and worked well for us.
On the very next play, Joey Carrier covered the final 13 yards for a touchdown and a 17-0 Blue Devils lead. Pittsford was in dire need of a break and got it when Victor fumbled away a punt. The Panthers were in business at the Blue Devils' 13-yard line. On 4th and 3 from the 6, Barker was dropped for a 3-yard loss. Victor had the ball on downs at its own 9. On the first play of that drive, Wagner kept it for 91 yards and a touchdown. It was 23-0 third quarter. That was the game's final score. The emotionally spent Panthers found themselves losers in the sectional finals for the 4th time in 5 years.
It was a great season. We didn't come out with the win at the end, but it was still a great season. I love my team. I love my seniors. And I hope the best for them when they go off to college.
And you come back, you had another shot at it, right?
Coming back hungry.
Victor, a Class A championship game loser last year, playing his first year in Class AA, and the youngest of the 3 Wagner brothers, did the celebrating this time.
There's no better feeling in the world. Been working at it for 4 years, and Both my brothers came through and they lost in the final game twice, and I had to watch them walk off the field. And I knew we didn't want that for any of our seniors, so we put the work in all week, and we knew it was going to be a tough game, but we came out on top.
Later on, it is Greece Athena and Irondequoit in a classic for the Class A crown. Up next, our top 5 high school football plays of the year when the Vision Automotive Group High School Sports Beat continues. We are back. Thanks for watching the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our top 5 high school football plays of the year. And a thanks to our friends at Varsity Media for the year-long support they've given the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. Here they are, the fabulous 5, the football plays of the year. At number 5, Rush-Henrietta. Against Pittsford, the blitz by Gavin McLeod hits Jack Wallman, and Farden Allen picks up the deflected interception, goes 95 yards for the pick 6. Rush-Henrietta won that game. Pittsford, however, got even in the postseason. At number 4, we go to week 8, and Irondequoit against Canandaigua and freshman John Lombardi. We'll be hearing from him for a long time still. 87 yards for the touchdown run at a 124-yard game in Irondequoit on its way to a sectional title, defeating Canandaigua in week 8. At number 3, from the first week of the season, this is Greece Athena, who also had big things this season. 40-35 over Spencerport, and Signori Cappened 87 yards with a touchdown return, the opening kick of the season. That's the way to start it off. Greece Athena, the runner-up in Class A this year. From week 6, and at number 2, it's Eastridge, who had an unbeaten regular season. Javon Hampton to C.J. Turner, good for 53 yards. Double cutbacks to get to the end zone here. That was some play. Eastridge, the winner in that game over Greece Olympia by a score of 40-7. And from number 1, it is Rush-Henrietta against Webster Schrader, and Joseph Ortiz receiving the kickoff here. And watch the slick little lateral near the end of this play, or what should have been the end of this play. It extends it considerably to a 90-yard kickoff return. For Rush-Henrietta, the number 1 play in the high school football season. It's Athena and Irondequoit for the Class A football championship and our all-sports high school game of the week when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It was an unlikely matchup for the Class A football championship. 2 teams that were seeded 2nd and 4th, Athena and Irondequoit. They match up in our all-sports high school game of the week. This wasn't a sectional final anyone saw coming. Greece Athena hadn't so much as won a playoff game in 5 years, and you had to go back 33 years to 1981 to find the Trojans' last championship team.
But it's not easy getting to this point. I mean, we had to convert a 4th and 10 and score with under a minute to go just to get here, so it's not easy.
For its part, since winning a sectional championship in 2010 with an undefeated team, Irondequoit hadn't even qualified for play in sectionals. That changed when the Eagles won their last 2 regular season games, defeated Canandaigua in the tournament quarterfinals, and then shocked their unbeaten 3-time defending champion crosstown rivals from Eastridge, 44-20.
Touchdown, Irondequoit Eagles!
Is this a problem, you think, bringing the kids back up after the game you had last week?
You always wonder about that, but we made practice really intense this week, and we're still 1 win away from our goal.
Aside Trojans! What time is it? It's time to get up! It's time to represent! Aside Trojans! What time is it? It's time to get up! It's time to represent!
We pick up the game on Irondequoit's second possession, which began at the Eagle 19 and lasted just 4 plays. Jason Albritton got wide for an 18-yard gain to the Irondequoit 48. Dylan Harrington took care of the rest. The 6-foot senior took a short pass from Sean Mannion. A spin move shook Harrington free down the near sideline for a 53-yard gain and an Irondequoit touchdown and a 7-0 lead. Late in that first quarter, the Eagles threatened again. John Lombardi, the only freshman on either roster, picked up 37 yards before being pushed out of bounds. Nothing came of that drive, but we hear more from Billy Lombardi's younger brother later. Greece Athena drew even in the second quarter on an 81-yard drive of its own. Quarterback Tavon Granison passed to Taj Avies for a gain of 17. Granison, on the keeper, picked up another 22. And then capped the drive with a 15-yard touchdown run. With 7:40 left of the half, it was a 7-7 game. After an exchange of possessions, things got kind of crazy. Off a drive start from their own 33, Irondequoit's Al Britton picked up 27 yards into Athena territory. 2 plays later, it was Mannion to Harrington again, 44 yards for the go-ahead points. It was 14-7 Eagles.
Pass complete to Dylan Harrington into the end zone for the Eagles. Touchdown!
Following the touchdown, Athena got the ball back at its own 46. The first play was a handoff to 5'5" senior Signori Capon, who broke clear of the field for a 54-yard touchdown scamper.
We played a left-right, and the blocks were there, bounced it to the outside. I mean, that was all teamwork, and it felt really good getting downfield. It really did.
A missed point after left the Trojans down a point, 14-13. But Irondequoit wasn't done yet. On 3rd and 20 from their own 28, the Eagles went back to their pet play. DJ Walker pulled in the Mannion pass for a stunning 72-yard touchdown.
I think we were just looking for where they weren't putting the safety over the top, and they were respecting Dylan like they should have. I mean, he's a great receiver, and they left DJ alone, so we really attacked that.
Irondequoit led Athena 21-13 at the half. Athena got the ball first in the second half, starting from its own 25. Granison passed to Kyle Benham for a 14-yard gain to get things going, and then found Asandi Dimba all alone for a 37-yard touchdown play that brought the Trojans to within 2 at 21-19 through 3 quarters of play.
Touchdown, Trojans!
In the fourth quarter, Granison, who began the season as a wide receiver and was the team's 3rd quarterback, kept slinging it, connecting with Dimba again for a 50-yard gain to the Irondequoit 8. The drive stalled before Damian Musso kicked a 23-yard field goal, giving Athena its first lead of the game, 22-21, with 9:41 left. With under 5 minutes to go, the Trojans had a chance to break the game open. Granison got loose down the far sideline for what looked to be a 58-yard touchdown run. But the trailing official ruled that the Athena sophomore had stepped out at the 3-yard line. It turned out to be a very big call.
I don't feel I stepped out of bounds. I thought I was in the end zone, and then I thought the ref was coming down to call a touchdown, called us out at the 3.
But you didn't think you were out of bounds?
No, I thought I was in.
2 plays later, a fumbled exchange was recovered by Irondequoit's Darius Brown. With 3:06 left and down a point, it was Eagles ball at their own 3.
And it wasn't going to be easy. We had 4 minutes left, so we really had to get moving, because I mean that's not a lot of time when all we were going to do was run the ball. So we got lucky. They gave us a penalty, got us out of the black zone back there, but I don't know. We really wanted it apparently.
The Eagles' offense, which had yet to score in the half, went to work. Lombardi ran for 26 yards into Greece Athena territory at the 38. On 3rd and 10, Mannion ran for a gain of 17 yards to the Athena 20. Then it was Lombardi again, who got wide for the final 20 yards on an improbable Irondequoit touchdown. The Eagles led 29-22 with 1:10 left.
Well, I got the ball, 23 ISO. I saw nothing in front of me. So I bounced it to the right. All I saw was end zone. I turned on the jets, and I ended up there.
Athena had a last-minute possession. A 4th down desperation pass into the end zone fell incomplete, sealing the deal. Irondequoit held on to the 29-22 victory in the Class A Section 5 football championship. A big thank you to our partners at the dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group. They make Sports Beat possible. As do you. Thanks again for watching. and we'll see you next week.